Hi boss, thank you so much for meeting with me today. So the key idea for our conversation that I would like to guide you through is that the Australian home espresso market has high opportunities for future revenue. I also think that we can capitalize on segment trends. So I'll just start off with a market definition to make sure we're on the same page. So personally, I view the market as machines that are sold in Australia, which use whole coffee beans to make espresso drinks at home. And these machines range from $300 to $3,000 and can be manual, semi-automatic, or fully automatic. The end result should produce a cafe-like quality for domestic use. I don't really include instant coffee, pod machines, or filtered coffee in this market. So now I will take you through the bottom-up approach to calculating the size of this market. So firstly, I identified DeLonghi, Breville, Sunbeam, and Jura as the 4 largest manufacturers in this industry based on their respective market shares. Secondly, I calculated the amount of machines that each manufacturer will make in 2023 by multiplying market share and the industry's projected sales for 2023. Thirdly, I found the average machine price for each manufacturer. This was done by adding together all the different prices that a manufacturer offered and dividing by the number of machines offered in the range. It is important to note that machines less than $300 and more than $3,000 were omitted from these calculations because they do not fit the market definition. Fourthly, I estimated the turnover for each manufacturer by multiplying unit volume by the average machine price. And fifthly and finally, I added the manufacturers' turnovers together to get a final estimate of $334 million. Just for full transparency, it is important to acknowledge some key assumptions relating to the other section. So this does comprise of the remaining market share and unit volume not accounted for in the other 4. And their average price was derived from combining the average prices of the other manufacturers. So I will now take you through the top-down approach to calculating the size of the market. So firstly, I focused on Australian households. The Australian Bureau of Statistics counted 10.9 million private dwellings in the 2021 census. A recent report from an Australian statistics agency found that 20% of these households own espresso machines that fit our market definition. So with that information, that would equate to 2.2 million households. Secondly, I found the revenue for the current espresso machine market by multiplying these existing 2.2 million machines against their average price. Thirdly, I discovered the growth rate by using the previous 252,000 units produced in 2021 and comparing this to the current 260,000 units produced in 2023. And finally, I multiplied the existing revenue by the growth rate to discover the available revenue. Now, it is important to acknowledge we assume the 2.2 million households have just one coffee machine in the house. They don't have 2. So with those 2 approaches in mind, we'll now compare them. So it is predicted that the market size will sit somewhere between $93 million and $335 million. Now, yes, I know there does appear to be some inconsistency between these figures. I just want to reassure you that this could be due to things like the sources I use maybe having subtle differences in timelines or their interpretations of the market. But I do think by using both approaches, we avoid the pitfalls of relying on just one method alone. Now, these findings do have some great potential implications for our business. So the data range indicates a strong opportunity to take advantage of growing revenues in this market. We could take actions such as investing into R&D for further expansion, or we could develop loyalty programs to maintain the existing customer base. Also, the average machine prices can inform our pricing positioning as we have benchmarks for comparison amongst those 4 top market performers. All right, so now moving from the market to its 4 key segments. This is really important because gaining a deep understanding for the key needs of these segments of consumers can shape the direction that our business goes in for future product development. So the coffee gurus are enthusiasts and tend to view coffee as machines sort of more as a hobby, and they're really passionate about them and they find it enjoying and entertaining. They might get their machine from a local electronics retailer, such as Barista Supplies. They distribute over 150 niche brands. And these consumers may enjoy one coffee with their like morning newspaper, and they might enjoy another coffee in the afternoon with like a biscuit or something. And the machine must be high-end, aesthetic, and at a premium quality. Next, for green thumbs. So for them, coffee is something best enjoyed when it minimizes waste and sustainability is a top priority. Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi, and The Good Guys make up a combined total of 80% of appliance sales, so they would most likely purchase from here. However, these green thumbs will not make online purchase just to reduce any excess packaging. These consumers may enjoy like one coffee before their yoga class in the morning, something like that. But the machine must be manual because hand-operated processes are more energy efficient compared to automatic machines. And the machine should definitely be durable just to improve the longevity of the product and reduce any waste. Now, moving on to busy bees who need high quality coffee whilst running low on time given their busy lives. The machine might be purchased on a family outing to retailers on the weekend. These consumers may enjoy a coffee during their working from home meetings. And the machine must be automatic and easy to use in under than 10 minutes. Finally, for energy seekers, coffee provides a caffeine fix for them and meets their physiological needs. And the machine is most likely purchased from retailers online with like sales and coupons. And these consumers may enjoy a coffee with like breakfast and around lunchtime and then that afternoon dip. And the machine is probably a base model with some minimal features. So as a result, some quality might be sacrificed, but durability should not be, as this is really important given the heavy duty use. Another key insight for our business is being able to develop a more targeted campaign and effective sales strategy. So when we understand the potential for each market, we're better able to do this. The coffee gurus make up about 15% of the market, according to Harvey Norman's senior brand manager. This is being driven by widespread coffee culture in Australia, which is more accessible through online content and high exposure to industry standards. The green thumbs make up 24% of the market, which has been deducted from ABS data on the amount of Australians who compost. We expect this segment to greatly impact the industry whilst the effects of global warming become more and more prevalent. The busy bee segment make up about 29% of the market, which represents the percentage of Australians who worked remotely in 2022. This is a really significant lifestyle factor, which has removed barriers in how consumers prepare and enjoy their daily coffee. Lastly, the energy seekers make up about 33% of the market, as deducted from 1/3 of coffee drinkers who need their coffee just to get through the day. We can expect to see this segment expand as coffee prices have increased, which forces more people to look for cheaper alternatives for their caffeine fix.